So what do you consider critical about leadership?
I would say there are a number of points that we could look at, and through our work, we've come to discover that some of these points have a very pivotal or strong or play a very important role in leadership. Okay, so we spoke about the well-rounded leader, and I have a little story to share. Okay, at LiA Africa, we have this model we call the MEA-f model. And it looks at the different components of that helps to build an effective leader who delivers results in line with set purpose or set goals. Okay. And MEA-f is MEA and F. Okay, so the M stands for mindset. And within that mindset, when we unpack it, there are quite a number of things that we could look at. We have looked at what are the very powerful ones, and we have it in there. And the mindset helps to determine whether the person will even think of doing something, will take actions towards achieving the goal, will mobilize, will try hard enough, a lot sit in that mindset. So we have a little construct that helps you to take off and assess yourself to see what do I have strong in my mindset going for me now, and what could be lacking in my mindset, and how do I adjust my thinking around it so that I can have the right mindset to take it forward. The E talks about engagement. So when you set out to achieve anything at all, it's in very rare cases that you're able to do it alone. So the most effective leaders in the world have achieved the great things that made us call them effective through people. So they engage, they inspire, as Isaac was saying, and the people go out and get the results. Okay. And the way they engage has a very powerful effect on how inspired the people are towards those goals. Okay, so we look at that whole engagement thing to help you check yourself to say, are my engagement processes effective? Is there something I need to tweak to become even more effective? Okay, by engaging people, because more than 90% of the time, I'll need people to succeed. I'll need people to help me. Okay. Then the A is the action bit, to say, I have the mindset, I have engaged the people effectively. How do we shift our intent, our inspiration, our motivation into action so that we can get some results? And we do know that there are some people who are everything great, apart from actually delivering the results. And sometimes we just want to use this model to help you self-diagnose, to see what aspects of you are going great and what do you need to tweak or readjust to be able to deliver the results. So the action bit comes in. And in each of these stages of your mindset, your engagement, and your action, there are some elements that we look at to help you self-analyze and make decisions on what you want to do. At the core of this MEA-f model is the principle of feedback. And feedback for me is the lubricant for communication. It's everything. I mean, as we said and we're having a conversation, it's a feedback process. Everything is a feedback process. There is no way we can not communicate. Even if we decide to sit quietly, it's a communication, and it sends a certain feedback loop. Okay, so it's to say, whilst we look at the mindset, the engagement, the action, etc., are we fully conscious and aware of the feedback that is coming, and are we using the feedback effectively to make us more efficient and effective as leaders? So a lot of our leadership concepts sit in the MEA-f model, and when we unpack, then we can actually use it for our diagnostic and determination purposes when it comes to leadership. Okay.
So if you take it from the earlier discussion as we had it, you lead because there's a certain objective to be met. There is some deliverable that is expected. So we say we need a leader. That will come at the end of a certain action taken by somebody. Okay. Until that somebody takes an action, okay, that result will never happen. So to Herman's point, if I can just take that action and let it happen, probably I don't need any other person. For which reason, I'm not leading anybody. That's right. I just go straight, take the action, the result is there. Into the space of leadership, it means that definitely the results, you cannot achieve it on your own. And so you need to achieve it through people. And in the act of getting the results through people, that makes the engagement part so critical and important. So when you remove the engagement part from it, it's more like there's no leadership issue there. Then your biggest component or your biggest block in this will be the engagement bit. And to start, do you have the mindset to want to see the action done? Do you have the mindset to want to see the results? Yes, I really wanted to see it happen. Only I have to work through people because I cannot do it myself. I cannot go around all by myself. So I need to work through people. And to Herman's point, when we now start to break them down, you have insights into which other components within this part that probably I can latch on, that probably I can take advantage of based on my current situation as a leader. This is maybe the more reason why we are here today.
So I'll tell my story.
Yeah.
Okay? And I love this story a lot. And I'll leave you just to juxtapose the MEA-f model on the story and try to do some diagnostics yourself to say, okay, what was happening here? Okay, and maybe for the rest of the discussion, you can always come back to the story to see whether it fits into the model or not. And I believe that we can have some beautiful conversations around the story. It's one of my favorite stories, okay? So please enjoy it with me, okay? So there was this little boy, nice cute little boy, growing up in a village. And he was a very determined, ambitious, forward-looking young boy, okay? So he was thinking into his future, and he decided to go speak to the village medicine man, okay? The sorcerer or juju man or the divination, seer, whatever we call it. So he went to see this juju man. It says, "Sir, I'm here for a very simple purpose. I would like to see into my future. I want to know whether my future is going to be a bright and prosperous one, or whether I'm going to be facing difficulties in my years ahead." So what happens? The old man says, okay, here is chalk, white chalk, and here is charcoal. I draw two circles, one with the chalk, white circle, and one with charcoal, black circle. Now you see this millipede. I am putting the millipede right at the center of the two circles. If the millipede moves and goes to sit in the white circle, your future is bright. You will not have difficulties. Your life will be bliss. You will be called blessed. On the other hand, if the millipede moves and goes to sit in the black circle drawn with the charcoal, then you are in trouble. Your future is going to be a mess, okay? You'll have lots of difficulties on your life journey. You'll just be miserable. So he places the millipede, and the millipede starts to crawl. Where? Towards the white circle. So the boy gets happy. He begins to smile. It looks like my future is bright. Then something interesting happened. When the millipede got close to the edge of the white circle, it turned around and started moving towards the black circle. Okay. So it was moving slowly but steadily towards the black circle. So when it got to the edge of the black circle, the little boy just scoops down, grabs the millipede, and what? Drop it in the white circle. So the juju is like, what have you done? This is sacrilege. You know the ancestors would not like this. Who asked you to touch this sacred millipede? The boy looks at him and smiles. Says, you didn't expect me to stand there and watch whilst my future goes into the doom. I decide to take it in my own hands. Yeah. I drop it where I want it to be. Okay. And I love this story a lot because there are many things in there. And the part that I find very inspiring is that this little boy decided not to stay and watch the magic and whatever to decide for him what his life will be. He decided to take his future in his own hands. He moved, placed the thing in there, and walked away. Yeah. From that point onwards, he realized his future is in his hands. He's deciding that it will be a future of the white circle.